Hi, Keisha here with New World Tarot, and I just want to wish you the happiest and most blessed Spring Equinox or Ostara or first day of spring or whatever it is that you celebrate this time of year. Happiest time to you. And I hope you are celebrating this, yes? Okay? I just want to make sure, because this is a very energetically rich time of year that is worth celebrating. It's worth relishing in, submerging yourself in, and really just tasting and enjoying this time of year. So everyone likes to think of the Gregorian calendar's designation of the new year as the ideal time for renewal and starting fresh, and this is of course the time in January. And though energy surrounding that time is certainly authentic, however, I've sort of come to view it as a masculine new year, a much younger and socially accepted new year. This time of year, however, is much closer to the original new year. Okay, this is the natural new year to me, or more likely the feminine new year. Furthermore, it's also a full moon and yet another supermoon appearing this time in the sign of Libra. Now, I'm certainly one to defend the season of winter. Okay, say what you will about winter. She has her gifts and she has her lessons. And my God, does she have her otherworldly, magical, beautiful moments. If you've ever stepped into nature or a forest or even just your backyard during a heavy, just freshly accumulating snowfall, wow, I don't know about you, but I feel as though I've stepped into another dimension sometimes. Like I've accidentally crossed out of my world into that snow queen, Like when you really allow yourself to experience winter in her glory and listen to the stillness and the sound of falling snow, it really, really honestly feels like a paranormal experience at times. And I can find myself getting literally goosebumps and just grinning for no reason. And I really don't like the cold. I really don't. But the energetic magic and the mystery of winter just cannot be denied. However, I simply must admit that I am not built for winter. Like my body is literally made for the sun. I'm primarily West African in ethnicity. I'm Cameroonian, Congolese, Beninese, and most of my ancestors were at home in the sun. They're at home in the heat and humidity for most of the year. So I am extremely uncomfortable in the cold, and I live for summer. And if that's not enough, I also was born in the summer solstice. So to me, me and summer have always been tight. So I really count down the days when spring returns. So, oh my, this is a huge time of year for me. I just feel the energy all over. Now, the spring equinox, or the vernal equinox, as it's sometimes called, traditionally is marked in the northern hemisphere on or around March 20th. Okay, and the spring equinox is not only the time that points out the official end of winter and the official beginning of spring, but it's also a time of the restoration of balance and equilibrium. And this is one of those times of the year when the amount of daylight perfectly equals the amount of darkness. So we're coming out of one extreme and taking on a time of more moderation. So, you've done it. You've survived another winter. In the 21st century, this may not seem to you like a particularly huge feat, but many, many years ago, your ancestors considered the return of warm weather, a warm, unthawed earth, and the return of strong sunshine, a life-affirming victory, worthy of dancing, meals, and celebrations. And winter can be brutal and a true testament of one's health, one's willpower, and your determination and resourcefulness. To survive the Earth's most challenging conditions, months and months of this, it was a cause for joy. It was a cause for celebration. You have only to look around during this time to see all the signs of renewal and transformation happening around you. Buds beginning to develop on, previously skeletal trees. Birds return if they've been away, or they begin to pair up if they're around. The whole world seems to be filled with very fiery, defiant, and giddy energy. Astrologically, we see this mirrored in Western tradition. The spring equinox falls on the exact cusp between the last sign of the Western zodiac, which is Pisces, and the first sign of the Western zodiac, which is Aries. Now, Pisces, symbolized by the fish, is all about intuition, dreams, fantasies, psychic ability, and the subconscious. It is ruled by the element of water and very much brings attention really to what lies within us and to where we're going once we shed our bodies. It's a sign of the universe and connecting back to source. Aries, on the other hand, is strikingly different. Its symbol is the ram, and it is all about ego, the self, the power of the individual. Aries is all about exerting control over your surroundings through your willpower and your personal strength. It is ruled by the element of fire, and it really brings attention back to ourselves, to our bodies, to our desires, and our individual needs, wants, and actions. Now, this time of year is very much like a rebirth from heavier issues of mortality and cosmic connection to much more light and shallower issues, if you may, of doing what you want, going after what you want, and reveling in your individual's body's ability to control and influence the world around you. Even as far as an energetic sense goes, for much of winter, we tend to hunker down and just really get stuck in a survivalist mentality. We often rarely go outside, rarely get sun or fresh air and dress and act according to what will be most comfortable or most practical. When the air and the earth begins to warm, it is often as though we're stepping out into the world for the first time. We take off layers of clothing. We also take off months and months of layers of mundane repetition and repeated habits. As we throw open the windows to let in fresh air, we also open the windows of our mind to let in new ideas and inspirations. And as we acclimate our eyes to increased levels of more intense sunlight, we look upon things with a new freshness of perspective. Suddenly colors look so much more vibrant. Songs that we thought we were tired of sound so much more clear and moving, so we blast them and open up the windows to let them play out of our cars, out of our homes. Food that we had tasted a million times before suddenly tastes so much richer, so much more succulent and sweeter. When spring arrives, it is truly as though a rough and scaly, energetic skin just sheds and peels away, leaving a fresh, shiny, and more colorful skin exposed. So in short, I argue that this is actually the most natural time of the year to make New Year's resolutions, to declare new intentions, to really realign your goals and values, and to rededicate yourself to your desires and to make a clean start. Now, unlike the January New Year, which is and therefore feels just like another day in the dead of winter, the Spring Equinox New Year actually feels different. The world around you is actually transforming. Nature is actually transforming. And as such, you are actually transforming because you are part of nature. To me, this makes it so much more natural to plant lasting change deep in your body, heart, mind, and soul. Unlike in January, during the Spring New Year, when spring comes around, you're going to be met with constant signs and reminders of promise to change, okay? So what I mean is you'll see that the trees are changing, their behavior and appearance. The animals are changing their behavior and appearance. The sun is changing its behavior and appearance. Water is changing its behavior and appearance, as it thaws from ice to liquid again. You are even changing your behavior without trying. You're changing the way you dress and what you do in your car, in your home, in your office. You're opening windows now and going outside more. In short, it is so much easier to me to stick with New Year's resolutions when the entire whole of nature is right there with you. When everything outside of yourself and within your own internal body clock is practically screaming, time for change, time for renewal, time to wake up, time to grow, time to turn into something else. So, this energy is ancient, it's powerful, it's delicious and joyful, and when harnessed, it can do some incredible things in your life. So make sure you celebrate the spring equinox and work with its energies, okay? So how exactly can we harness these incredible, transformative, and renewing energies and use them to achieve our goals? So let's talk about some ways we can renew and recharge and re-empower ourselves this spring. So we're going to break this down into cleansing and clearing away of the old, and separately bringing in the new. Okay, so two parts. One part will be cleansing and getting rid of the old, and the next is bringing in the new once that void has been made. So I've enlisted 6 ways to do each, 6 being a wonderful number of balance, which is what the equinox is all about. So let's explore 6 methods for burning away the old and 6 methods for growing new things in your life. Okay, so the first method we have for burning away the old is through forgiveness exercises. So one of the most important and vital practices you can do and continue to practice from this moment forward, if you haven't already, is the practice of forgiveness. Now, we can go on for days about this. Forgiveness is, of course, the act of releasing all energetic anger, resentment, and grief towards the cause or perceived cause of pain that has caused you that pain, okay? It has been proven time and time again that holding on to resentment and anger is toxic to your body and stunts your personal growth. Resentment ties you to the object of that hatred, like it or not. All right, you may sit here and look me straight in the eye and say, "Well, I'm tied to them only through hatred." Yeah, because I wish that karma would, dole out to them what they've done to me. Okay, and any intense focus of energy on something ties you to that person. Okay, your existence is now conditional. You can only be happy when it is dependent on the ill will or ill harm happening to that person. That enslaves you to that person. Okay, the only way you can really cut yourself away from the object of your resentment is to release that which tethers you energetically to them by the act of forgiveness. Okay, that literally is the only way, is to cut all energetic tethers through forgiveness. Furthermore, forgiveness literally gets rid of weight. It creates a void, a hole, that the universe can then fill in with other things, with gifts that will actually benefit you. So if you want more love, more happiness, more travel, more money, more freedom in your life, let go of any resentment you were holding on to. Get rid of all that's not serving you, and the universe will be able to fill you up with better and more amazing things. So at newworldtarot.org, you will find my own fire and water waning moon forgiveness ritual that I like to use just after the full moon, when the moon begins to wane again. I find it a very powerful time to use both the fullness and potent power of the full moon and the reductionist and diminishing energy of the waning moon together. It's when the moon diminishes and it shrinks back. That to me, that is a great energetic correspondent for our diminishing and shrinking negative energy. Forgiveness and gratitude go divinely well together, and this ritual uses both of those acts. Forgiveness clears the way, and gratitude pulls more good things into its place. Okay, so you can find that on my website. I'll put the link below, and it definitely is just a fun, dramatic way to quickly get in there, release energy that is no longer serving you, and worst case scenario is harming you, and to bring in things that will serve you. Okay. Alternatively, there is a traditional Hawaiian forgiveness practice. I don't know if you've heard of this, which is called Ho'oponopono, I believe. Ho'oponopono. And I will put the spelling of that as well. And this is a very powerful and straightforward exercise that is usually practiced by completing 4 steps and is often written out. And you're basically going to complete the following sentences. The first one is, "I'm sorry for," and you complete that. The next one is, "Please forgive me for." Complete that, and what you're doing is you're coming clean, admitting your fault in things. The next one is, "Thank you for." Again, this is all about gratitude, all about after you release, fill it in with good healing things. And then you end with, "I love you." Okay, and this is directed at everyone. This is the person, the universe for providing for you. It is towards a person who has wronged you. It is just radiating love, and it is a sealing that from this day forward, you have released your toxic energy. So this is a very old, simple, and easy way to practice forgiveness and gratitude together. So again, Ho'oponopono. Okay. Number 2 is actually clearing your space with incense. All right, this is a favorite of mine when the weather turns now. A wonderful and enjoyable way to clear your energies in your space is through the use of incense. And this is especially recommended when the weather warms enough to open the windows, while you use it. So you can always get fresh air and incense flowing outside as well, as it can become overpowering quickly. All right, keep in mind, it is smoke, so it is highly recommended you use it with access to fresh air. Now, there are so many cute and beautiful incense holders on the market. I'm going to show you. This is one of mine. Okay, and this is a little ancient Egyptian, I think inspired by Bastet, I believe. Little incense holder that I like to use. I have several. I have plain wooden ones. I have actually a pretty awesome one that I got from Salem, Massachusetts, that depicts a skeleton fishing for skeletal fish on a boat. It's pretty elaborate. I actually, I couldn't find that one, but it's around here somewhere. But basically, this is it, okay? And there's so many different ones, And there are also different types of incense. As you can see here, I have always used a stick incense, which is what is stuck in my incense holder right now. Okay? However, you can also use the cone incenses and the bundles, of course. You think they might be called smudge sticks. And when you get that, all right, you're just going to, bless and consecrate the space, the things in your home. I also like to use a besom to sort of wave the smoke around. I wish I had that with me too. It literally looks like a little hand broom. And mine I got from Amazon, and it was scented with cinnamon oil. Smells amazing. And I just would waft it around. And as I would light the incense. Okay. Just gonna light it. And eventually it will catch. And if you have your besom, which is a little hand, I would just take it around wherever you want to bless, just wafting around and bless the space and bless my home. All right. And that is basically it. Okay. So you can really use any scent too that pleases you. They come in so many scents. It's truly a playground. But if you are a traditionalist, some incense scents that are traditionally associated with cleansing include frankincense, which is one of my favorites. I think that's what I have right now. Sandalwood, vanilla, patchouli, cinnamon, sage, and palo santo. So number 3 is to use an energetic cleansing wash. So again, we're also talking about just ways to clean our space and our possessions in our home. So another awesome way to clean things in your space is actually through full moon charged water. Now, the full moon, as we have mentioned, is an incredibly potent source of feminine power. It represents the fullness, the potency, and the unapologeticness of the divine feminine, of her mystery, her magic, her wildness, her wisdom, her receptivity to all things that are good, and just her constant connection to spirit and source. Now, full moon charged water can be used to clean items. Now, there are 2 ways to obtain this. The most natural and arguably the most powerful way is to collect full moon rainwater or snow. Now, this is exactly what it sounds like. If it rains during a full moon, you're going to place out a dish to collect the water and then just give gratitude for it, say a little blessing, and you now have magically charged full moon water. Obviously, to me, that is the most natural and powerful way to get it, but obviously that leaves a small window of time to get it. So secondarily, you can simply take water and place it outside to charge beneath a full moon. So same thing in the morning, you're going to pull it in, give thanks, bless it, and you're good to go. And this water can now be used to wash things, to just sprinkle on things, as priests often do with holy water. Or if you're really ready to get to business, you can actually place it in a spray bottle, such as this, and, it can actually be used to wash things. And another thing that you can do here is you can actually combine it with essential oils to add like a yummy smell and to add traditional energetic cleansing properties, you know. So some common oils to add to your full moon water include frankincense oil, lemon oil, lavender, peppermint, and cinnamon as well. Okay. So another way to get out the old, make room for the new, is to physically clean your home. All right. So while we're on the cleaning kick, let's not forget the mundane. We're still part of the mundane world, you know. And I have to admit that this is something that I often resist. All right. But it is important to do a good old-fashioned, no frills cleaning of your home. Physical clutter often creates mental, emotional, and energetic clutter in your mind. So it's important to clean things out to, again, just create space for more good to come in. All right. So number 5 is to clear your chakras. So, you know, you've cleared out your home, you know, you've done your washes, you've done your incense, and let's bring it back around to our bodies again. So hopefully you have heard of chakra work. Your chakras are energy centers and meridians in your body that are responsible for your energy flowing in certain ways and for the way that you manifest things on earth. Though there are many chakras in the body, there are 7 major ones that run from your waist up to the top of your head that you really should be aware of. So let's run through them super quickly. Okay. The first chakra is also known as the root chakra, found at the base of your spine. And it's responsible for physical manifestation, prosperity, and stability. The second chakra is the sacral chakra, found in the genitals. And it is responsible for your creativity, your passion, and your sexuality. The third chakra is the navel chakra, found in the stomach area. And it's responsible for the fire in the belly, you know, quote unquote. It's your drumbeat of your life force. It's your courage and your self-esteem. The fourth chakra is the heart chakra. And this is responsible for your relationships, giving and receiving love, for affection, for compassion, and mercy. The fifth chakra is the throat chakra. And this is responsible for your communication, your self-expression, and speaking your truth. The sixth chakra is the third eye, found right in the middle of your forehead. And this is responsible for seeing things as they really are. It's responsible for seeing the spiritual and energetic truths of the world around you. This is the official chakra of clairvoyance and psychic knowledge. The seventh chakra is the crown chakra. Okay, and this is found at the top of your head. And this is all about how you receive messages, how you receive inspiration, direction, guidance, and information from the universe. So directly from source. Okay. Now, regarding these chakras, you're going to hold a lot of toxicity and bile in these energetic meridians. And they can even manifest as physical illness if not cleaned out in a long time. I encourage you to do a self-guided or recorded meditation on occasion to clear out your chakras and make sure they're working in an ideal order. Okay, such meditations can be found on YouTube, for example, totally free of charge. 2 of my favorites, however, that I like to use are very different in length. I actually purchased both of them, and they're fantastic, but they're both amazing. I have one by healer Jeffrey Allen that is about 10 minutes long. It was included in a course I purchased, and it's absolutely great. And there's another amazing one that is longer, but absolutely worth it, called The Blessing of the Energy Centers by Dr. Joe Dispenza. You know, it's lengthy, at about 45 minutes, but it's oh so thorough, and it's not just cleaning them out, but also juicing them up too, and getting them into real prime working condition. Okay. Now, blocks can develop in your chakras, which is why I also like to do a reading on them before clearing to know if there is one that needs some extra elbow grease. And some people use pendulums to do this, for example. Now, just knowing what areas in life each chakra is responsible for will undoubtedly intuitively lead you to know where you may have some blockages and toxicity that needs to be worked on. But, you know, the tarot is an absolutely amazing tool for chakra work, as it also explains the why, the what, and the who of what's going on in each chakra. You know, so I have 2 of my favorite tarot decks here at the moment that are always on me at all times. And I hope to do a review on actually these very 2 ones. These are my favorites to use at this moment. But I highly recommend and encourage you to work with someone to help you to, you know, investigate what could be going on with your chakras. And I encourage you to work with me to do a chakra consultation, to explore your own energies in each of these areas. Okay. So number 6 is just a detox. Okay. So just literally physically move the negativity out of your body. A 6th way to get things out of our bodies is through movement, flushing, and even sweating. So dance and exercise are great ways to get rid of old, stale, toxic energies. You know, set aside a good amount of time, like an hour, to really let loose. Dance ecstatically, jump, twirl, roll around on the floor, and really let out months and months of pent-up energy. Just let it out and back into the void, okay? If you have a hard time finding the fuel to really do it by yourself, and you really kind of more get off on social energy, then go out dancing. Go to a club, you know, really let loose. Or simply do it in the comfort of your own home. Another way to move stale energy out of yourself is through massage. Now, I know massages are usually associated with being pampered, but they're actually a good way to release stored tension and move it out of the body. Most masseuses will actually tell you that after you've had your massage, you should drink plenty of water to move stirred up and loosened toxicity out of your body, okay? All right, so we talked about 6 ways to get rid of the old. So now let's talk about bringing in the new, okay? So after you made that void, got rid of the old energy, number 1 is to rededicate yourself to a workbook. So one tool that is an incredible tool for me to keep yourself on track with your yearly progress is a yearly workbook. Now, of course, these are much easier to find in December during the mainstream social new year, but I think it's even better to wait until December or January to get them on the late sale for as little money as possible, and then implement them in the spring. Okay? Or just start in January, with most of the other humans. That's fine too. But either way, these workbooks are designed to plan out your year and keep you on track for achieving your personal and professional goals. They're amazing. I actually have 3 here that I could highly recommend. So the first one is Leonie Dawson is an Australian female entrepreneur who does goal workbooks every year. They're really interesting. They're very colorful. Okay, very much and she hand designs these, which are great. All right, so she calls it the My Shining Year workbook. Especially good for other female entrepreneurs, okay, that have goals that you like to do. And it's really, really colorful. All sorts of things to work on. You have goals. As you can see, it's definitely not your average black and white. Lots of space to write. And it's a really, really interesting workbook that I highly recommend. Okay, he does this every year. And it just guides you through the year and just really kind of talks you through your mind about how you want to move forward with things. It gets you brainstorming on ways to really get clear on your goals and ways to move forward. Another one, much less colorful, but pretty damn powerful at the same time, is actually Morgana Ray's book. It's a book/workbook called Financial Alchemy, 12 Months of Magic and Manifestation. Okay, so this is an awesome little workbook here, and she doesn't do this, unlike Leonie Dawson's book. She doesn't do this every year. This is one book. So if you wanted to use this for multiple years, I would recommend making photocopies of it. But it's awesome. She actually breaks it into 4 quarters. Each quarter has a theme. Okay. Each one has strategies, journals, and this is an emphasis on growing your money financially. Okay. See? And, you have all sorts of things in here. It's really rating yourself on different areas of your life, such as career, relationships, environment, recreation. It's delicious, really. It's really, really, really good. I highly recommend it. And it's a great way to keep your goals on track for the year. Now, another one is actually, this is my favorite. And this actually is considered a planner, but Benabel Wynn, the absolute amazing divine Benabel Wynn. I actually did a review on this as well already, a video review. And she has a little planner called the Metaphysician's Planner, right? And it is, I definitely would encourage you to check this out in your own time. Now, this cover is actually my own personalized cover that I took from a tarot deck, and I kind of wrote over top of it. The thing about this planner, and I put it in with workbooks because she has so much planning, which is huge on personal achievement and huge on professional and personal development, goal achievement. And there's so much prompts and themes and inspiration and motivation that is in here. It truly is not just a planner. It is I consider it a planner plus. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it has it's a step above. And of course, it has a metaphysical bent. So it has all sorts of information as far as, astrological information, both Western and Eastern. It has Feng Shui. It has, of course, tarot, the Lenormand cards. It just, chakra information. It just goes on and on. Moons, planets, and moon phases and whatnot. And then I definitely encourage you to check out the review if you'd like more information. But awesome. This is my favorite. This is just an obsession of mine. And I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I recommend all of those. All three of those. Okay. All right. So number two, a second way to bring in more good to our lives during the spring equinox is to practice gratitude. So we already touched on this just a tad in the previous section when we discussed forgiveness. But gratitude is essential for bringing new growth into your life. Gratitude is not just a nice ending for forgiveness exercise, but it's also something that should be practiced more frequently when possible. Many of our most admired and wisest thought leaders have suggested time and time again that a daily gratitude exercise is incredibly beneficial to emotional health and manifestation. Okay? Gratitude is essentially stating to the universe, hey, remember that time when you gave me X? Well, I really, really appreciate it. So please send me some more. It's a very simple daily gratitude exercise that you can do that just involves keeping a journal, either handwritten or electronic, and just beginning each morning or ending each night with at least 5 things that you're grateful for. At the very least, it's important to list your gifts from the universe, the things that you're grateful for, at least when you're doing your forgiveness exercise, or that is at least once a month. Okay, so hopefully you do that once a month, forgiveness and gratitude. So number 3 is to redeclare your intentions. Now, the spring equinox is a great time to redeclare your intentions. Life can throw obstacles in your way, and it can provide no shortage of distractions that cause you to lose your way from your original goals. During this resurgence of life, you'll naturally feel your desires and your needs to start to resurge as well. Embrace this energy and really literally write down your goals. Get a nice, so I have a nice, elegant little journal here that's made by, I think it's Peter Popper Press. Makes some amazing journals. You can actually find a lot of their journals, I think, in Barnes and Noble. But they make some absolutely stunning journals, okay? So you can get something luxurious, you can get something whimsical, it can be online, it can be an electronic journal, but really just commit to paper or your computer screen your intentions. And you want to do this daily, at least Monday through Friday, and just repeat them aloud. You can also say them while looking in a mirror, which will bring me to our last one in a couple steps. All right, step number 4 is plant new growth, and I literally mean that. So one way to harness the magic of new intentions is to tie it to planting actual new growth. So you're going to obtain the seed of your desired plant or tree and hold it close to your heart. Just really connect to source and make it an act of the law of correspondence, which states, as above, so below. Okay, state that as this seed springs into life effortlessly, elegantly, so too does your attention. You know, and eventually you will see a beautiful plant that you can actually correlate with your own personal goal. Okay, now if your plant struggles to grow, ask Spirit. This is a way that it is speaking to you about your own struggle to bring things forth in your life. Ask if there is something that you need help with, and to be shown the way to make things better. Now, this can be a very visual way to connect and just get excited about your goal all over again. Okay. Number 5 is to plant the seeds of knowledge in your mind. So read, learn, and read and read and learn some more. Okay. People have been recording information since the ability to write has existed. In all of these millennia, you can be certain someone has written about how to get the things that you want. And they've written it for the express purpose to help people like you. Seek out those that have come before you, either in person or by way of books and courses. Devote at least an hour a day, Monday through Friday, in educating yourself for the sole purpose of attaining your goals in life. Not only does this help you to attain your goals in a practical sense, but it also helps you to uplift you when you need it. Even the most high achieving, high earning, kick-ass people in this world hit low points where they feel like failures, where they feel as though their plans are all falling apart. But the key is, when this happens, you need to drink in more energy. In other words, you need to plant more seeds of knowledge and encouragement in your mind. We all go through cycles. No one stays at the height of their power permanently. And when your power does diminish, you need to make sure you're reading things, you are talking to the right people to build yourself back up. We can't do everything on our own. Okay, we need community, like-minded community. And finally, number 6 is to practice mirror magic. Now, this is something a little more experimental and something that I hope to experiment with more and report back to you. I'm actually trying this for the first time. Spring, new time to try new things. Why not? Bring in some new practices. Play around with them and just see what sticks, and what doesn't. And as I'm trying this for the first time, I hope to really talk about my experiences pretty soon. Now, this practice can be as practical or as magical as you want it to be. So what you're going to do is you're going to find a mirror, any mirror will do, really, and you're going to state affirmations in it to yourself of what you want to be. For example, I would look at the mirror, at myself, in my reflection, in my eyes, and state, I am a best-selling author of 1 million novels. Now, the challenge, of course, is to make yourself believe this. No awkward smiling, no giggling, because that means disbelief. You're going to say it and you're going to mean it. So now I'm going to personally be using a consecrated mirror that has been blessed and it has a certain number of sides or a certain shape to it. And preferably one that is more of a relic for me or an antique, such as one made of metal. Okay, and I'm actually going to show you. I found this online. I think it might have been on Etsy. On Etsy that I found this. But this is going to be this is beautiful Art Nouveau shape to it. A little bit old. And this is going to be my preferred magic mirror of choice. Okay, and I'm actually going to consecrate it with full moon water, taking advantage of this full moon, and get that started. Okay, but again, any mirror will do. Though obviously, I feel like the more fun you have with it. Spirit loves fun, so the more fun you have with it. Like I love, finding something old and has a little bit of a history on it that's not brand new, that's just quirky looking. And also, if you notice, I chose it specifically for having 8 sides. That's an octagonal shaped mirror, which I think is a little rare. And I associated 8 sides with increased power. To me, the number 8 numerologically, it's the number of the strength card. I think of things like the 8 of Wands, for example, in the tarot, which is all about action, which is all about siding up your personal power with the universe's power and to make things happen now and make things happen fast and powerfully. And that's why I fell in love with this mirror, just took off all the things. But any mirror will do, and you find one that works for you. Four-sided mirrors are more common, four being a number of stability and a number of conservation and a number of structure. A round mirror, of course, is more about divine oneness. Okay, it's about your personal power, the power of your ego, but also about the power of the entire world, everything in the universe being connected and everything touching each other. Okay. And the idea that I am liking to think about this is that the mirror is showing me a glimpse into an infinite field of potentiality. And I'm looking at my potential self in the mirror, and I'm grooming myself to be the person I want to be and bringing her into existence. And as she grows into who I want her to be in the mirror, so she grows in this world as well, which is me. She is me, I am her. Okay. So, and that is it for our little vlog today. It was a little bit longer today, but I just get so excited and psyched about the spring equinox. I bet you do too, especially if you live in a temperate area such as where I live in the northeastern United States. It just brings such a fresh, energetic, beautiful perspective. It's like being born again. I just love the energy, love the air. And I just wanted to really go over some fun ways that you can bring, really dwell in this energy and use it and harness it for your own good. Okay. So thank you so much for joining me today for this longer vlog. And I wish you again the happiest spring equinox, and please just enjoy it. Please, just have fun with it. All right. Be safe, be blessed, be happy and joy filled, and we will see you next time. Thank you. Take care.